I made a huge mistake, and I should have done this a long time ago. If you have a 3D printer, you should be installing a battery backup too. Okay, we've used battery backups around the ranch on different equipment for years, and I even get asked a lot why I don't use battery backups up until now on 3D printers. Well, if you've been following me or the channel for any period of time, you would know that the ranch in this entire studio that you're looking at is entirely 100% off-grid. It is powered by solar, by wind, by a 30,000 watt diesel generator, and a giant 6,000 pound battery. In fact, the whole ranch is like one big battery backup that rarely fails. We also love to print huge things. In fact, right now, we're printing a 4-spool, 4-day huge project for Open Sauce Live next week. But here's where it gets interesting. It's just terrible. Last night, while we were filming, the power went out. Instantly, my concern was the 4-spool, 4-day print that only had 8 hours left running on the Elegoo Neptune 3 Max in the other room. I ran as quick as I could out to the electrical building. I identified what the problem was. It was a couple of breakers on a panel. I cleared the faults, reset the breakers, fired the generator back up, ran back to the house as fast as I could. I walk in, I look at the Neptune 3 Max, and it doesn't have power loss recovery. It's disabled by default on that printer. Oh my gosh! It gets worse. I only had 7 spools of Polymaker's Polyterra Pastel Rainbow. The helmet takes 4. It died at 8 hours before it was done. I don't have enough filament to reprint it. 4 days, 4 spools of Polymaker Pastel Rainbow PLA, and it failed with 8 hours remaining. This is a monster print for a very special project. I tried to count the layer lines. I got the layer line count correct, but I just don't think that there's a way to fix this. I don't think that there's a way to align this so that there's not a visible seam. My goal was to have one solid print, and this is actually, it's a rabbit, right? So it's our rabbit print. The ears stick up this tall. I just don't think that there's a way to do this. If you think there is, if you think there's a way to salvage it, tell me in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. So tonight on our live show, I shared the bad news. I was pretty upset because there's nothing I can do about it. In fact, Polymaker's website and Amazon is out of this particular filament. Well, our community is incredible. They went and flagged down Nick from Polymaker, our official sponsor of the show, and they got him into chat. He shows up, he hears what we have to say, he goes out and he finds several spools of this filament that are here in the US. I don't know where he found them, and he's having them emergency shipped to us. What an incredible sponsor. Just think about that for a moment. I'm out, I'm in a pickle. This is for a huge project for Open Sauce for next week, and I need those spools now if I'm gonna get this completed. And he comes through. Thank you. Now, what if it happens again? We can't take that chance. We ended the stream early, we jumped in the truck, headed down to the valley, we found an Office Depot where we grabbed this APC battery backup, we headed back up here, and now we're gonna unbox it, and we're gonna get that Neptune 3 Max printing again, except this time, plugged into this. Let's do this. This'll be fantastic. We'll get that thrown on this machine, and then it doesn't matter if I can't identify exactly why those breakers tripped. It was 4 breakers that tripped at the same time. And those breakers, they come from the generator to the inverters, and I'm not quite sure why they tripped. That's a strange thing. We do know that it's hot, very hot up here on the mountain right now, so it's quite possible that something's hot, overheating, drawing too much power, and that's what did it. But we'll get that figured out. All right, there it is. So we'll get this thing unwrapped. Perfect. Should we do the peel? Should we do the peel? There you go. Wants us to connect the battery. We're going to pick up the battery And we're going to connect the positive terminal, just like that. Close it back up. We're just going to get this panel back on and plug it in. Do we read instructions or do we just go for it? Perfect. What do we got? Power button? Maybe no glare. There it is. All plugged in. 179 minutes online, on battery, charging. It's clicking. It's making lots of clicks. 120 volts. 123 volts. So it is charging. How do you like that? This battery is being charged from, I don't think I can hear it in here, but if the generator was running, it'd be charging from the generator. But likely, there's a 6,000 pound battery charging this, I don't know, 25-pound battery? All right, I'm gonna go grab the Elegoo Neptune 3 Max. I'm gonna bring it in here. We're gonna set it up. We're gonna plug it into this, and we're gonna start a print. And then when it's printing, I'm gonna pull the plug on the UPS. All right, we brought the Elegoo Neptune 3 Max here into the studio, put it up on the bench. Here's our UPS. Here's the power cord for the Max. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna plug it in over here. There we go. Then we're gonna power it on. We're gonna let it boot up. Then we're gonna start a print. And then we're gonna unplug the UPS. Now, while this machine's warming up before we start the print, I wanted to talk a little bit about these UPSs. A lot of people believe that their 3D printers take a lot of power, that they consume this massive amount of energy to do what they do, when in fact they really only consume anywhere from around 100 watts to maybe a couple of hundred at the most. In fact, these guys back here, these much larger dual extruder machines, they have like a max of like 350 or 400 watts, but for the most part, they're only really using about, 200, 180 to 200 watts. In fact, you don't even know this, but when we streamed out at the end of the ranch, we were plugged into the F450, the truck, the lights, the camera, the Prusa Mini, all of that powered for less than 450 watts. So it doesn't take a very expensive UPS. This one was about $230, but you can get away with about a $50 UPS and power your 3D printer just fine, just long enough for you to either find power or for that power to come back on. Okay, well, we're all warmed up. I'm gonna reach over here and hit print. I'm gonna print the Bunny Trooper, the one that failed. As soon as this prints, we're gonna jerk the plug out of the wall. Finally, we're printing. We have our first layer going down. I'm gonna reach over and I'm gonna unplug it. Are we ready? Right here. 3, 2, 1. Wow, magical. The magic of a UPS. Let's see what it's telling us. A power 1520, it's going up. 38.2, 46, calculating, it's doing the math. 76, 80. Now it's saying 97 minutes, 106 minutes. Giving us a little bit of a warning, but that's fantastic. Right now, it's telling us that there's 106 minutes of battery power left in this UPS to run the printer at its current draw. It's pretty fantastic. That's plenty of time to figure out whatever's going on. Well, there you have it. Thanks for watching. I hope I inspired you to go out and grab a UPS, throw it on your 3D printer, and avoid the huge costly mistake that I made. I'll have a link for this UPS. I'll have a link for this UPS in the description below. Don't forget to check out our live show Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 5 p.m. Pacific over on twitch.tv/loyalmoses. Also, don't forget, like and subscribe. It really helps out and helps grow our channel. We'll see ya.